Hello students all. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Welcome to mathematics class, grade 8 mathematics. And in this lesson we will be looking at the base 8 number system. Which number system will we be looking at?
Base 8.
Great. Can you tell me which other number systems we did before?
Base 2 and base 10.
Base 2, and we looked at base 10. But we looked at base 2 in details because we already know a whole lot about base 10. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because that's the number system that we usually use. But we learned of base 2, and we learned how to convert from base 10 to base 2. We learned how to convert from base 2 to base 10. We learned how to add in base 2. We also learned how to subtract in base 2. Well, in this lesson, we will be focusing on the base 8 number system. And we will be looking at how to convert numbers from base 8 to base 10. And we will also be looking at how to convert numbers from base 8 to base 2. So at the end of this lesson, each of you will master how to convert a number from base 8, not only to base 10, but to base 2. Okay? Now observe that I did not mention much about how to convert from base 10 to base 8. Because do you know how to convert from base 10 to base 2?
Yes,
And
sir.
can someone please remind me how we do that? If you have a number, come on, if you have this number 40, and we wish to convert 40 to base 2, what do we do? Divide repeatedly by 2, and we take the remainder. So if we have to convert 40 to base 8, what do we do? Divide repeatedly by 8. If we want to convert 40 to base 5, what do we do? Yes, good. So when we did base 2, we can generalize from that. So regardless of the base we need to convert to base 10 number 2, all we do is divide repeatedly by that number. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So let us see when we convert 40 to base 8, what do we have? We say 8 into 40.
5.
8 5s 40 and no remainder. Then we say 8 into 5, 0 and 5 remainder. So we stop there. Reading going upwards, we can then say 40 is equal to,
50.
is it 50? 50 in base 8. Observe, because this is base 8, we need to show the subscript. So that's how we can change a number from base 10 into base 8. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Convince me it is clear. You change this number then. Let's say we have the number 50 and we want to change that to base 8. Somebody is finishing? Well, let us go and see what we have. We say 50. We're going to convert to base 8. We're taking the remainder. 8 into 50. 8 6s. Sorry. Yeah, 8 6s. 48 and 2 remainder. Then we say 8 into 6. 0 and 6 remainder. So we reach 0, we stop there. So we say that 50 in base 10 is equal to 2 in base 8. Alright, and that's how we convert. So it's very simple, and the same thing we do with base 5 or base 6 or base 7, regardless of the base, the same procedure we do. Alright? But what we're going to focus on in this lesson is how we go from base 8 back to base 10. We will start with that, and then we're going to go on to base 2. What are the numerals we use in base 8? Who's going to answer? Yes, Claudius.
0 to 7.
Claudius is saying the numbers we use in base 8 are 0 to 7. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What about 8? No. All right, good. Because remember, the numerals in a particular base must be less than the base itself. So it's from 0 to 7. Let us construct our place value grid for base 8. And maybe you can help me here, because you know how to construct place value grid for any base, I suppose. So since it is base 8, what do I write here? 8 to the 0 here.
8 to the first. 8 to the second.
Yeah.
8 to the third. 8 to the fourth.
And then we can go on to the 5th to the 6th and so on. And that was very fast how you answered those. Now I want you to help me to complete in here now. What do I write in here?
1.
1, correct. Then here?
8.
Yes, because 8 times 1 is 8. Then here?
64.
64. 8 times 8 is 64. Then 64 by 8. I know this is going to puzzle some people, huh? 64 by 8. Now I say it is 512. And 512 by 8 is? No, I didn't just calculate that in my head, you know, right? I remember those numbers, right? Because I've been dealing with bases for some time now. I remember those numbers. Just like how you remember your tables. Remember in your school you had to learn your tables? In your primary school? You were drilled to learn your tables? Well, these are my tables. So I memorize some of these also. So when I see 8 to the 3rd, I know it is 512. 8 to the 4th, it is 4096. And if you work a lot with these place values, you will find that you too will memorize them. Good? All right, but other than that, you can always go and multiply. You can say 512 multiply by 8 and see and verify that you get 4096. So this is the place value for this here. So if we're going to consider two numbers, let us say we consider the number 37. Let's consider base 8 numbers. The number 37, sorry, not 37, the number 37. And we have 1, 2, 6, 0. Okay? 37 and 1, 2, 6, 0. Base 8. Good. If these, do you agree that these are base 8 numbers? Anything wrong with these here? What about this one here? Is this a base 8 number?
No, sir.
What is wrong there?
9.
9. Good. So this is not a base 8 number. Good. All right. Now tell me whether this is a base 8 number.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. If you don't have the subscript.
Okay. Because I was about to ask you whether it is a base 10 number. Looking at it here, right, we have to say that it is base 10. When it becomes base 8 is when we put the subscript there. It becomes a base 8. So let us consider these two examples which we will look at. The number 37 and, sorry, 37 and the number 1260 in base 8. Now if we were to write these on this place value grid, then we will have 3 here and 7. Base 8. The second one is 4 digits, so we will start here. We'll have 1, 2, 6, 0. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
If we were to write those numbers there. Our task now is to convert these numbers to base 10. And I know you remember how to convert base 2 to base 10, so you will observe that to convert from base 8 to base 10 is very, very similar as to convert from base 2 to base 10. So let us see the first number which we have, which is the 37 base 8. What is 37 base 8 equal to? We have 3. 3 is in which place value? 8. So it is saying how many 8s we have?
3.
So it is 3 times 8. Then what do we do? Plus 7 times 1. And 3 times 8 will give us 3 8s, 24 plus 7 1 7. And 24 and 7 is going to give us 31. So we say 3 7 base 8 is equal to 31 base 10. Just like that. You see, it's very similar to converting from base 2 to base 10. Remember, it's the same thing we did with the base 2. And it's the exact thing we do with the base 8. When you're going to convert from base 8 to base 10, we multiply each digit by its place value and add it up. Is that clear? Yes. Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Well, convert the second one. And I will also convert it on the board, and you finish before me. Can you finish before me? All right, go ahead. Is there anyone who's finished? No one finishes yet. 600. 688. We have as the answer. Claudius is telling us 688. Let me write that down somewhere. 688. Claudius is saying is the answer. All right, Claudius, let us wait. Someone else there is going to finish anytime about now. Vashi is finished. What is your answer?
Same answer.
Same answer, 688. Well, let me put in my first step, and I hope that my answer will be the same as yours. My first step will be, I have 1 times 512 plus 2 times 64 plus 6 times 8 plus 0 times 1. So this is 512 plus 2 times 64 is 128 plus 6 8s 48. And then we have 0 times 1 will give us 0. Now, of course, at this stage, if you wish, you can then go maybe to the corner of your page, wherever, and you could add up 512, 128, and 48. And you can add these here and see what you will get. Right? If you cannot look at them like this and add it, well, then you could always perform the addition this way. But regardless of how you perform the addition, we all agree that this will add up to 688. So 1260 in base 8 is 688 in base 10. So that was very good of Varsha and Claudius. You were the first to complete. That was very good. Now let us look at converting these same numbers in base 8, converting them to base 2. So if we have this new problem, if we have to convert 37 base 8 and 1260 base 8 to base 2. Any ideas, any suggestion? Any suggestion from anyone? What do you think? How can we go about doing this? Because we know how to convert from base 8 to base 10, but how can we get from base 8 to base 2? Now, for example, let us say, let us consider Danica. Danica lives on the West Coast. So Danica, you would have to catch a car probably to take you to Wiedenupstelling. Good. And then you have to then take a boat to come across to Georgetown. And then maybe take another bus to bring you to this class. So if I ask Danica, how can you get from home all the way to class? Then somebody might be saying, but I don't know how. But if you know how to get from one point to the next, and then from that point to the next, you will eventually reach the class. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So that is supposed to be a hint for you to tell me, how can I get from base 8 to base 2? Do you know to get from base 8? Imagine this. This is base 8. And this is base 2. How do we get from here to there? Any suggestion?
Divide.
Divide. What do you know to go from base 8 to what?
Base 10.
10.
You know to go from base 8 to base 10. And then you know to go from base 10 to base 2. Don't you know to go to change the number from base 10 to base 2?
Yes.
Good. So you want to get from base 8 all the way to base 2, but then you may have to make a stop in between. So you stop off at base 10, and then you pick up from base 10 and you go to base 2. Good? All right. So we can take these numbers to base 10 and then take them to base 2. And that's how we can convert from base 8 to base 2. So let us take the number 37 base 8. But we found what is 37 base 8 in base 10 already, didn't we?
Yes.
What was it? 31. So 37 base 8 is 31 in base 10. So now we simply change the 31 base 10 to base 2. So we say 31 base 10 and we're taking it to base 2. We list the remainder and we divide repeatedly. So we say 2 into 31, 2 times 15, 2 is 30, and 1 remainder. Yes, 15. And then we say 2 into 15, 2 sevens, 14, and 1 remainder. 2 into 7, 2, 3, 6, and 1 remainder. 2 into 3, 2 ones, 2, and 1 remainder. Then we say 2 into 1, 0, and 1 remainder. And we go in this pattern from the bottom up, and we see that this will be equal to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, base 2. So it therefore means that 37 base 8 is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, base 2. And that's how we can convert from base 8 to base 2. So, let us strike a deal. I did the first one, and there is a second one to do. Who you think should do the second one? All right, well then go ahead. Convert 1260 from base 8 to base 2. While you continue to solve, I will also solve the problem on the board. But if before I'm finished you have your answer, well then you can stop me and tell me what is your answer, and I will make note of it and then see and ensure that your answer is identical to my answer. Great? So I say 2 into 688, 344, remainder 0. 2 into 344 give us 172, remainder 0. 2 into 172 will give us 86, remainder 0. Now we say 2 into 86 will give us 43, remainder 0. 2 into 43, 21, remainder 1. Now, I hope you're not waiting on me, though. I hope that you're solving it by yourself and you may be finished by now. All right? Just check and ensure that so far you are corresponding with what I have here. Someone is finished. What is your answer, Harish?
Sir, 1 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 base 2.
Base 2. Just verify the same thing I write here. Same thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I feel
Me too. Yeah, I'm finished too. Zephaniah is telling me that he's finished, but I'm also finished. And Harish is finished. All right, let us just see what is it. Let us just go through this. Oh, this was a very long one. I hope you enjoyed this. Huh? This was a very long one. Let's just go through it quickly. 2 into 688, 344, remainder 0. 2 into 344, 172, remainder 0. 2 into 172 gives us 86, remainder 0. 2 into 86, 43, remainder 0. 2 into 43, 21 twos, 42, and 1 remainder. 2 into 21, 10 twos, 20, and 1 remainder. 2 into this, 5, no remainder. 2 into 5, 2 twos, 4, 1 remainder. 2 into 2, 1, no remainder. 2 into 1, 0. 2 into 1, 0, sorry, and 1 remainder. So we have there something slightly different to what Harish has, and I hope, Harish, you see where you went wrong. You saw where you went wrong? Good. So we have the answer as 1, 2, 6, 0 base 8 is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0 base 2 as our answer. Good. So any questions? So do we know how to change from base 8 to base 10?
Yes, sir.
You sound as if you're not sure. Do you know how to change from base 8 to base 10?
Yes, sir.
And do you know how to change from base 8 to base 2?
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, then we have accomplished our mission for today's class. So let us summarize what we did again. We first looked at how we can change from base 10 to base 8. Then we, even though that was not planned for the lesson, but we still did, we did it to show that it is same, and we can do the same for base 5, for base 6. For any base, you could change from base 10 to that base by dividing repeatedly by the base. And then we looked at how to change from a base 8 number to base 10. And then we pointed out that to change from base 8 to base 2, we pass through base 10. So we first take it to base 10 and then to base 2. Good. Well, I enjoyed working with these numbers today, and I trust that you also enjoyed working with these numbers. And I know that you have learned how to change from base 8 to base 2 in today's lesson. So I look forward to the next lesson. Do you look forward to the next lesson, class?
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, I'll just give you your homework afterwards, and I will see you in the next class. Bye for now.
Bye, sir.